So my review of War Against All Puerto Ricans. It's another book that made me angry, punch pillows and everything, but that's because like it hits home for me because I'm half Puerto Rican on my dad's side. Well, just, to cover a few little things here and there, but like, so when the Spanish-American War happened and America won against Spain, Puerto Rico was handed over to America from the Spanish after 400 years of rule. And so the Puerto Ricans were all about embracing America because they saw them as liberators. But really what happened was the corporations took over and committed stuff like the Jones Act, which was like which was a 1.70% of agriculture in Puerto Rico, and it's down to 1%, where they're taking the goods, shipping them off to the States, and then what came back, they would sell them back to the Puerto Ricans and then charging them. So imagine you go to a store and people find out that you're Puerto Rican and they say, okay, we're gonna charge you double the price of something that you grow. It's like you grow something in your backyard and then you try to sell it and then you can't even have the food you have because they're gonna charge you double for it. So it makes no sense, but that's the Jones Act in a nutshell. So, and after years, these corporations are treating people horribly and paying them poorly. They decided to revolt in 1959. And so they had this show of force, and then there became a massacre, a really bad one, where quite a few people were murdered. And there's one story in there where a mother crawled back home after being bloodied to her son seeing her, and he became radicalized. And so in the attempt to try to quell and control this radical push to become independent, there's a story in here that was just horrifying. And I've read a lot of books about a lot of situations and read stuff about the Inquisition. I've read a lot. This, I would have to say, took the cake. It took the cake. If you are somebody who does not have a strong constitution, I'm sorry, you can't read this book. But I say that you need to read this book because it is a story that you can see and tell where like the need for independence needs to happen. Because we need to have our identity back. We need to have our sense of who we are back. And what Bad Bunny did was trying to unify everyone, and people are just showing division. So this book, you need to read it. And I think it needs to be put in all high school, especially New York City here, because people here are just not aware of what goes on in Puerto Rico, where you have huge discrepancy between the poor and then the rich. Especially if you go to Puerto Rico, you can see that. And this